Mr. Marco,
Yeah,
are we doing something this period?
yeah, you are. Alright, listen up.
This will be our last class together.
What? Just like that.
No warning?
No going away party?
Well, this is your notice. Not too long ago, a student assassinated Lucifer. Well, to the best of his abilities.
That's right. I saw someone get tossed out a door all covered in blood before I got here.
I saw that, too. Black dude with the flat top, right?
That's crazy. For the amount of time we've been here, nobody could ever hurt, let alone kill, anyone else without that guy with the fly head stopping them.
Black dude with the flat top. The same guy I fought in the hallway forever ago. Who knew that guy was able to kill?
Wait! If this is the last time you'll be here, then where are you going?
I'm going back to hell.
I'm going back to heaven.
I can't speak for the other teachers like me, but when I was called to do this work, I felt different when the light hit me. For the first time ever since I died, I felt weightless. I felt at peace like I was dying in my sleep. Then I heard a voice. I was told that I was chosen, so I went with it.
No! This isn't fair. I've been here for so long. I've suffered as much, if not more than them. I deserve this. Is this how you work, God? Am I not good enough for you?
From what I remember, I was worshiping in my room until I was given a message from one of the angels. They told me about this program to teach young lost souls like when I was on Earth.
Room? Like in a house? People aren't just flying in clouds up there?
An angel gave you a message in heaven. If he's all-powerful, why doesn't God give you the message himself, via telepathy or something?
Do you really get 72 virgins in heaven?
Yeah, it's been written in the book that there would be many rooms in God's house. Not only that, it's a beautiful city with architecture that you've never seen before. As for the angels, I believe that it's because God wants to share his power with his creations. Could he do it by himself? I have no doubt. I think it's a basic need for every sentient being to feel important in some way, to give their existence purpose. I'm gonna ignore the virgin question because I don't have all period.
When I opened my eyes, I had weight again. I was in this place and saw Principal Lucifer with other teachers. He filled us in on what was going on. Nothing too different from your orientation, I bet.
And here I am. I have no idea how long I've been trapped in this room, but I'm glad I was able to talk to people again. Nobody in hell does a lot of talking.
Nobody in hell wants to do a lot of anything. We sit, weep, and gnash our own teeth.
You die in your sins, and the weight of it all makes it near impossible to stand up. It's a depression with no release.
Is there a way for you to get back into heaven?
To be honest with you,
if there was a way,
I wouldn't
be interested.
I gotta admit, for a system formed by the Almighty, it was pretty odd that I was told to keep it secular and not to evangelize.
I did find it odd that we were teaching high school curriculum to a bunch of young adult souls. I mean, the most important thing for all of you right now is to make sure you know where you need to go.
I wish I was told more than to stay here until the first phase was done.
I did find it unsettling that demonic forces took leadership of the school. But the good
Lord knows
best. If hell is as bad as you say it is, then why do you want to stay?
How could I accept someone who allows what I've been through?
God wanted me to live against everything he held dear when he was alive. People don't change who they are.
He put me in a world where his followers are a bunch of bad faith actors and imbeciles. How could anyone expect me to align myself with such people?
How could anyone expect me to believe in first-century myths and legends?
Well, I feel like what it really breaks down to is if you want to be with God for eternity. Hell is the worst thing I've ever experienced, but when you're following an idea you don't believe in just because you want to avoid more suffering just feels disingenuous to me. I don't know, thinking about the meaning of life, religion, and the afterlife just wasn't my thing. Life is so full of distractions to help you not think about it, but at the same time, it sucks when you don't know how life's gonna hit you one last time. You kids are really lucky to be a part of this program.
Who's gonna teach us now?
Nobody. You'll be in charge of what you learn, but he'll look after all y'all.
Salutations.
When
Mr.
did he get
Marco,
here?
please
Is there any way you could at least stay in the school?
Don't make me raise my voice. Listen, if I remember anything when I was alive, it is to always be grateful. Being a part of this program was the best thing that has ever happened to me since I died. I don't deserve it, and neither do any of you. We all think life is just one big chance, but what I learned from my sins eating away at my soul. You have all the chances universally possible until you find yourself in heaven or hell. This place isn't one last chance you don't deserve. It's several chances you don't deserve on top of an existence that was never guaranteed. All I ask of you all to be grateful and respect your time here.
Well said, Marco.
Yeah, be good to them. I don't know God all too well, but I'll be praying I won't see a single one of them in hell.
Ms. Alex, it's time.
Well, I'll be going now. It's been fun getting to know you all.
Goodbye,
Goodbye.
Miss Alex.
Please don't leave us with Fly Guy.
Miss Alex, how do we get to heaven?
Oh, you just...
Ms. Alex, think about what you'll say next. I gain nothing from reminding you. However, proselytizing or evangelizing any kind is against our terms for this project. I know God wouldn't call you here to form a relationship with these students only to go back on His word.
Excuse me for a second. How am I supposed to answer that?
As a representative of your God, I assume any adulteration of our concession will not be taken lightly, or do as you wish, and prove the deceptive tactics of your God is no greater than the damned?
I thank the good Lord for this opportunity to be with you all. You all are smart young adults, and the answers are in front of you. If you take the time and ask the right questions, I have full confidence that you all will find out who that good Lord is. And when you're sure, you'll know what to do. How's that?
Quite. That'll be all, Ms. Alex. I'll operate from here on. Now that I have your undivided attention, let me say that you all have been doing a fantastic job sticking it out through the duration of the first phase. This is the second and the final phase where this project can really spread its wings. If you don't remember from your first day here, your teacher may have talked about the three persons inside the human psyche, correct? The id, the ego, as well as the superego. In this project, you students shall act as either the ids or the superego of a subject chosen at random. We call it the playground of ideas. You can access it any time from the building's front exit. There, you shall debate to win the influence of the ego, win as many debates as you can, and learn from your failures. The rest of your time will be up to you. Study for the next debate, start new clubs, make friends, rivals, as long as you don't disrupt the experience for the other students who want to take their time here seriously. You freshmen are the most fortunate because you have 3 years and 9 months until graduation. That's all I have for now. If you need anything, I'll know.
Guess that crazy plan worked after all. Hey, Travis, got any ideas on what to do next?
What? Am I the leader now?
Well, you tried to assassinate Lucifer and ended up changing how we live in this school for the better.
That was your idea.
True, but the fact that you actually pulled it off is so badass. I don't think I would have had the nerve to do it on my own.
That still makes me a foot soldier.
You're downplaying yourself too much. It's a pretty headstrong move to pull off what you believe to be a good idea.
Okay, just let me think. All right. So this place seems to be about making choices and debates. Right. Then, let's get our brains warmed up by playing some strategy games. Something like tic-tac-toe or rock, paper, scissors.
We could play those games all year long, but they get boring after the first couple of rounds.
Yeah, you're right.
Might I suggest a game of chess? Whom was it something I said?
Don't you ever warn anybody before butting in a conversation?
I have informed the student body that I'll know when I need it. I sense that my aid will be beneficial for you three as you adjust to this sudden change.
Oh, cool. who played this game before.
I played some chess here and there.
I used to watch shows about chess. I know the rules like the back of my hand.
Great. I'll learn by watching you to play.
You haven't
played chess before?
I never got around to it. Okay.
Chess is the perfect game to think about your movements, as well as your opponent's potential plan of attack. It's a game where the key to success is a balance of planning ahead, adapting to one's surroundings, as well as their enemies, and last but not least, eliminating your opponent's options of success one by one. Now that the pieces are all set, I'll be taking my leave.
So, do we flip a coin or something to see who goes first?
Nope. In chess, the white side always goes first.
Word.
Yep, them's the rules.
Yeah, the white pieces get the privilege to make the first move, forcing the black pieces to fend for themselves. Right, Travis?
I guess so.
You sure about that?
You said, them's the rules. How could it be interpreted any other way? You know, back when I was alive, my family had this game called shogi, and we chose who goes first by furigoma. A game of chance by shuffling 5 pieces. The more pawns on your side, you go first.
I'm having troubles picturing that.
Every shogi piece is flat. One side is yours, the other is your opponent's.
Oh, that's what you mean? Like flipping 5 coins instead of 1.
It doesn't matter who goes first. There are more ways to tell how a match is gonna end up. Checkmate.
Whoa.
Are you serious?
Hey, Travis, you wanna give it a try?
Hold on. This was a warm-up. Best 2 out of 3.
I can tell you right now, how hard you look at the board ain't gonna change anything.
Just shut up and...
Yo, the board reset.
That will never not be gross.
Hey, Susan, can I ask you something? Do you know where you're gonna go after this?
I don't know. When it comes to God or Lucifer, I can't say I'm a fan of either at this point.
Why is that?
I saw Lucifer as a being that wanted to choose his own path instead of following what God tells him to do. He turns hell from a place that's meant for pain and agony into his own dwelling place where he rules, and people do what they want, and not be bound by any self-righteous authoritarian rules.
Yeah, what Travis told us about hell really gave some things new light. What do you think about Lucifer now?
I don't have a clear opinion on that, either. Ever since orientation, I had to accept that Lucifer can't do anything without God letting it happen. Hell, this school is living proof. I feel like no matter what I choose, I'm not gonna like where I go.
Maybe it doesn't matter because we never had a choice from the start. Our life, death, and the afterlife.
I don't know about you, but I decided to live life by my own terms. I've made my mistakes and I had to deal with them. If my life was determined, then someone would have known to stop my OD. Are you stumped?
Hey, Travis.
Yeah.
Have you figured out how each piece moves?
I think I got it down, but I don't know what you're trying to do. Are you losing on purpose?
No, I'm trying to make a point. I put several pieces in danger. She could have won the game at least 5 times, but I know why you couldn't. I now know how you make choices, your attitude, and your reactions. No matter how many different attempts you make, you're still going to make quick and rash mistakes. I don't know how you ended up like this, but from what I can pick up, no amount of help could have changed the fact that your dumb decision costed you your life.
Piss off. You think you know me. Through a stupid game. Asshole.
Shit, dude.
Hey, she slapped me in the face for telling her what she needs to get over. If you ask me, I helped her grow as a person.
I don't know, man. You could have said it better.
I've been around her long enough to know that she wouldn't care about what I'd say even if I was nice. It's all a part of the process. So you want to go next?
Nah. What you guys were talking about makes me want to do some thinking. I'm gonna walk around the school. Besides, I don't feel like facing my inner demons just yet.
Hey, Flat Top, I gotta talk to you for a sec.
Where does he get off, saying that my choices aren't my own? Does that jackass honestly think he's some sort of therapist over some game of chess? What a freak.
Are you nervous?
Excuse me.
This is the door for the playground of ideas, right?
Yeah, I think so, but I'm not afraid of it or anything.
Oh, you just seem tense. I'm glad one of us is looking forward to this.
Beelzebub said that you don't have to do this if you don't want to. Hell, I'm doing this just to get some perspective from a spat I was just in.
I don't think I can trust a demon telling me what I should or shouldn't do. Besides, I want to make an impact on people's lives, but I'm also afraid that I'll mess things up and make their lives worse.
How'd she end up in a place like this? Well, the fact that you're here despite your fears is telling that you're on the right path.
Yeah, thank you. My name's Emily. You want to talk about our debates in the art room?
There's an art room. Sure thing. My name's Susan.
Great. I'll see you then.
Could they at least make walking into the playground less intimidating?
Come on! I don't remember this being so heavy.
Ha, is this a new uniform?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, so this is the playground.
Yep, I'm guessing this is your first time here. My name's Terika. We'll be at each other's throats for this scenario.
My name's Susan. Are we sparring partners for the rest of high school?
Nah, you'll usually get someone new with every debate. I've heard people get the same person twice, but we don't know any real reason for it other than coincidence, or God, or something like that. We sit here and wait for the scene to start.
Scene? I think I understand. So, what's supposed to happen?
All right, class. Time to take your seat.
Whoa, whoa. What's going on?
Calm down. You'll catch on. I promise.
All right. It seems we're missing Lucas today.
Stop! Ow! Hold on!
Lucas, how many times have I told you to not do that?
I know, but there was an accident on the way here that stopped traffic. My mom couldn't do anything about it. I don't need another late pass, do I?
I suppose you don't.
Thanks, Teach.
Just take your seat.
Hey Lucas, how bad was it?
What? Oh, there wasn't an accident. I've been cramming in the bathroom since I got here. I just lost track of time.
Damn, this kid's sly. Wait, so his decision to lie was in the debate?
Dude, you better be careful with that lie.
Look, I lie when it's important. One more late pass, and I gotta take summer school.
Good morning, William Durant Elementary. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh, God.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands.
So we aren't debating on saying the pledge?
One nation under God, indivisible.
Good, because saying the pledge shouldn't be a moral debate.
For liberty and justice for all.
Yeah, I can get behind that.
You may now be seated. This morning's announcement will be spoken by John Day.
This matchup is starting to feel like a fluke.
Hey, Kyle, you got a spare pencil?
I don't, sorry.
No problem. Hey, Lily.
No.
But you didn't even know.
I don't need to. I wouldn't even trust you with my trash.
Yeah, that's fair.
What a bitch.
A pencil is nothing to trip over. He could ask the teacher.
What should I do? I used up Mrs. Blart's last free pencil, and I made a big enough fool out of myself today. I don't need the extra embarrassment.
We can hear his thoughts.
Yep, hearing his thoughts means our debate is coming up any second. He can't hear us until the debate starts, though.
No way! This is too easy. Should I go for it?
Don't.
Do it. Listen, anyone can understand the situation you're in. Taking that pencil is completely justified. On top of that, nobody's gonna miss it. Take a look. She has better pencils, and who knows how much more she got in that bag.
What the heck?
She has the tools to better your situation, but she decides to keep it all to herself. You shouldn't suffer the consequence of summer school because of her greed. The only thing standing between you and a school last summer is one basic pencil. Do you really think anyone's gonna miss it?
Before you take something you didn't earn, Consider the following. Do you think Lily has any reason not to trust you with her stuff?
You've seen her bag. She got so much stuff in there. She's basically waving it in my face. Does it matter if I have her trust or not for one stupid pencil?
It does actually. For example, you looked your teacher in her eyes and you lied to her to get what you want. How many times have you been dishonest this year alone? The people around you aren't as dumb as you think. Look behind you, right in the view of 6 different students. Any of them could snitch or keep tabs against you just like Lily and tell their friends. And word of mouth spreads worse than wildfire.
Yep, that's right. I've done so many things, I can't even keep count. Everyone must have something against me. That means everyone has a reason to get me in one way or another. If not directly, then indirectly.
Damn, my time's up. This isn't what I was going for. I think I went too hard. I just wanted him to swallow his pride and ask more people for help. It's probably too late for that now. I need to switch up my approach if I get a next time. If Lucas freaks out now, not only that it'll be the end of the debate, there'll be no winners, and he's gonna be mentally worse off. I can't believe I need help from the id to keep this going, but how are ya gonna fix this, Susan?
Would you mind if I play around?
I was starting to think when you'd show up.
Oh well, no need for waiting games. A simple call will suffice.
Good, because I got a question.
I'm listening.
You keep track on every student with your flies, right?
That is correct.
How good would you say you are when it comes to predicting people's actions?
I believe how accurate I am isn't important enough to philosophize. After all, we stick to our intuitions until proven otherwise.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Why are such matters important to you?
All my life, I never felt like I had the power to make any choices. When I thought I made my own, I died because of it. Turns out, there was never a way to make the situation better.
Care to elaborate?
I want to say it started after my ma was cremated. Shortly after, my uncle took custody over me.
Hey, Jim. You hungry? Don't worry about it. I'll whip up something when we get home. You can eat when you're ready. Are you serious? I just want to cruise down the road, get home, cook some dinner with my nephew. And now I gotta wait because some jackass doesn't know how to drive. God, traffic's a bitch. Right, Jim. What the hell am I doing? Listen, Jim, I know what you're going through must feel awful. The worst thing you'll probably ever experience in your whole life so early on. It's not fair. When you grow up, I want you to know that your parents weren't bad people. In terms of your dad, addiction runs in the family. It doesn't make people think straight, you know, and I just wish I could help out your...
Ma, I'm home.
You can't really predict when these kinds of things happen. Sometimes our emotions can really get the better of us, but it doesn't excuse the questionable things that we do. Life can be complicated like that. No matter what happens, we can't forget, but we still gotta move on.
I remember my ma saying something close to that with my pa. I'd be lying if I said I knew what they were talking about at the time.
For example, with everything that happened to you, it really inspired me to finally step up and stop living for myself. Maybe I'll finally settle down and find a good wife to help raise you. Yeah, I think you deserve that much.
How close were the deaths of your parents?
Pretty close. About a month or so, the first devastation caused the other. I didn't want to carry two different urns, so I put them together.
Tragic. Do you still hold your uncle's view on your parents?
I don't know. But what I do know is that it's hard for me to hold any grudges. Everybody has a reason to do what they do, either instinct or proven otherwise. Everybody acts with an end goal to live their lives the way that they want to.
But do drastic measures justify their outcome?
It really don't matter in this case. Bad actions will lead others to feel justified for their bad actions and so on. Once everyone's done something bad, nobody wants to hold accountability for what they've done themselves. I see it on drama shows all the time. It's completely justified for character to kill character B. Yeah, character has a history of being a murderer, but character B is a rapist. Are we supposed to live in a world where we stop seeing evil as evil so we can live with ourselves? Or do we change what's evil based on circumstance? If it can be changed, it's nothing more than a tool. I guess what I'm trying to say is when everyone does bad things to others or themselves, why hold a grudge when it's already going to happen one way, shape, or form? People hurting people because our perspective says we're right.
Interesting. Has your uncle discovered your perspective on such matters?
I'm not sure. I think he found out after my break from school months after the incident.
All right, time to get some homework out the way.
I did it all before we got home.
Really? You want me to check if you got it right?
Go right ahead. Let's start with English.
English, right up my alley. Jimbo. Let's see what we got here. The Big Shrink, A. I think I remember reading this book back when I was your age.
Yeah, we just started reading it in class.
Have you read it before?
Nope, almost took a nap at chapter 1.
Then why does every answer you give spoil the book?
What do you mean?
Question 1. What caused Jacob to feel insecure? He wrote down because of the pain of his mom not being a part of his life, and a less than perfect father figure made him unhappy when dealing with personal relationships.
Well, it's the...
which he knows that he needs to overcome in the future to win the respect of his peers. But when he gets what he wants, he makes the situation worse by acting in a way he thinks his peers want him to act, but it's not who he is.
Well, I mean...
For the rest of the story, he fights between the need to be himself with one friend and his want to be accepted by many. Jacob finds out shrinking his own importance to make others happy is the biggest mistake of the story.
I don't even know you anymore.
People change all the time. You'll understand someday.
Am I wrong?
The answer is because he got bullied.
The book is called The Big Shrink, for crying out loud. With a title and opening like that, they gave the whole story away.
You pretty much nailed the entire arcs of every character. Even the open-ended questions like the one-eyed cat. You know, I have the movie in my collection. I'm guessing that helped you a bit, huh?
I watched it, but I noticed the movie went a different direction with key moments early on. It felt like a different story with the same characters. Actually, I tried watching a bit of every genre you had. Once I noticed a pattern in the storytelling, I felt like I didn't need to watch it anymore. I don't want to make you mad or anything, but with so much to watch, they all get boring when they follow similar checklists in their own genres.
Since you sound like you know what you don't want, why don't you make your own? Like a film or game or something, and show people how to be entertaining.
Are those DVDs popular?
Yeah. When you have people over, you don't just pop out the indie stuff.
If those are what's popular, then the world doesn't want entertainment that shows them what they need. Just tells me people want stuff that's comfortable.
Most of it sure is, but that doesn't mean all of it has to be. I'm sure if you can find a way to execute your ideas, you can make something for the person looking for the simple and the complex. Nobody can indulge in media with deep topics and understand everything in the first experience.
I suppose so. I think I'll just focus on being a scientist or something. At least with that, I can learn something new while things stay predictable.
That's a good route, too. I'll try to get some documentaries for you. But I think there's some financial opportunity with that gift you have.
Sure, we can gamble. That's what you're getting at, right?
Was it really that obvious?
I've been here for about 5 months now, and you gotta hide your eviction letters and other bills better.
I was hoping you wouldn't care about that kind of stuff and leave the finances to me.
Why don't you sell all this merch you have hanging around?
I'm sorry, but if I sold everything including the clothes off my back, it wouldn't cover all my debt. I just need your help with breaking even so I can sleep easier knowing that you don't have to worry about anything but school.
Don't worry, I said I'll help you.
Thanks, Jim.
Such affection. It really warms the heart, as you humans say.
Yeah, I was trapped in empathy too, but now I can't stop thinking about it. Could I say no? Why would I say no? How could I have known until the end hit me?
Susan, you better think of something good to calm him down. If you don't, it'll be over for all of us. And I sure as hell don't want to win like this.
Lucas, you're psyching yourself out. I know you've handled situations like this before. You can have all summer break to make up for the bad things you've done in the past. But for now, you need to focus on getting that pencil. So put yourself together and earn your summer.
What if I get caught?
Take another look behind you. Everyone's busy doing their own thing. The sooner you get yourself together, the better the snatch. And the better the snatch, the lower the chances that you'll get caught.
I'm not sure.
You probably want to turn over a new leaf from here on out and do good things for good people. That's great. But sometimes we have to do things we don't like in order to get our way. It's like you said, you only do these things when it's necessary.
But
things don't always need to be black and white. You can take that pencil, admit to it, and apologize. If you're worried about your peers, they'll think badly of you at first, but they'll at least respect honesty. What do you say?
Yeah, I think that can work.
All right. Last response until cross-examinations. Let's make this count. Lucas, you gotta have enough self-respect to do that. If you go through that route, you gotta know that this isn't honesty. Your action against Lily is premeditated, and so is your apology. You gotta ask yourself, if you were really sorry for what you did, would you do it in the first place? At that point, you'll be lying to someone. It's either going to be to Lily or yourself.
So, what do we do now?
Next is cross-examination.
Shouldn't the test already start?
I think we're in some sort of dimension of time that seems as fast as a snap to living people. It's a mystery what he'll remember when he makes a decision. Heck, maybe he'll think all these ideas are his after this is done.
Yeah, I think I got it. I guess giving credit to dead people he doesn't know would sound crazy. So, how will this start?
First, we'll agree on who can go first. You can go first.
What do we?
If that doesn't work, we flip a chip. You go.
Damn. I don't see how this is such an important thing to stress out about. It's a pencil. This whole ordeal is being blown right out of proportion.
You gotta know that petty stuff needs to stop as soon as possible. Everything starts out small until the small stuff isn't going to cut his needs anymore. It could be a pencil today, then it could be money tomorrow.
Then a game he borrowed and forgot to return. Then a phone. Then a car. Or maybe even a light. Get real. He's a kid that already knows how to act when it's important to improve his situation.
I'm sorry. Is there some sort of rule book on how often a person should lie and steal?
Simple. Sometimes it's needed to get by.
You can't honestly expect everyone to agree where their cutoff points are.
People are social animals. We evolve by our ability to empathize with people because we don't want said bad things to happen to us.
Hold up, that ain't gonna fly here. Your first reason to take the pencil is because Lily didn't want to give it to him, even though she has no obligation to grant Lucas her property.
Having the power to help the unfortunate, but deciding to deny that aid is injustice in of itself.
Way to go! Butterfingers!
So that's it, huh? We just act against each other until we wait for someone to do the right thing.
You wanna go, not hands!
This could be the last bad thing I could ever do and turn over a new leaf. Or I can just look like a fool and bother the whole class again. Who am I even trying to prove my actions to? Anyway, do I want to be a good guy to appear good to others? Or do I want to be honest with myself?
All right, the papers for your tests are coming down the row. I hope everyone has their pencils ready.
Hey, Lucas, you ready for this?
Yeah, I'm fine. Turns out I had a pencil in my pocket this whole time. Good luck, dude.
You're breaking my heart, kid.
He's still alive. He's got time to turn himself around.
How long do you think he'll live? I sure as hell thought I'd make it at least till 18.
Listen, we both know he wants to change. You saw how much the consequences freaked him out. I'm sure he'll find his breaking point soon.
You're willing to bet his soul on that?
It's just one pencil? Christ. Give it a rest.
I guess all I can do now is to hope that there will be a superego that's more convincing than me.
If it means anything, I think you did well.
Not well enough, apparently.
Do you need to win a certain amount of debates to get into heaven or something?
I don't know, honestly. Since this is a Christian-based afterlife, I suppose even the way to get into heaven is split between the people you talk to. You be a superego because that behavior is required to get into heaven, or you get in just because you want to be like Christ. Superficially, they get the same outcome, but the motives are night and day if you ask me.
So, why do you want to go to heaven?
Because I'm not too interested in going to hell. Believe it or not, I didn't have a problem with God or anything. I just didn't think it was that important. Now that I'm here, I might as well shape up, you know?
Well, I wish the best for you.
What about you?
It's complicated. I can't buy into the whole morality is black and white idea.
What do you mean?
There are too many possible outcomes and perspectives to the point that there can never be something that's truly good or truly bad. It's all gray and up to interpretation.
That may be true when we were alive and reject the possibility of a God with rules and standards of living. But being in the academy takes away that luxury.
How do you know so much about all of this?
My school skipped phase 1. We had a lot of time on our hands to figure out how things worked before anyone else.
What? Your school? How many schools are there? How are you able to skip phase 1?
I'm not sure how many schools are out there, but how we got to skip phase 1 is a pretty cool story, actually.
Hello, students. I'm your principal, Lucifer, and welcome to Purgatory Academy.
Did he say purgatory?
This gotta be a joke.
There's no way.
Settle down, settle down. You're all not in hell yet, thanks to me.
Hold on. If you're Lucifer, then I'll be doing God a favor and end you right here, right now. That spot in heaven is mine.
Dare any fool to stand before me, quiver and perish.
Not a bad idea, beast. That'll surely get the ball rolling.
Don't you dare snap at me.
Forgive me, beast.
Get on your knees and grovel.
Focus, big guy. This ain't nothing to fight over. In order to make this plan work, we have to cooperate. Ha ha. What an example that student was. Ha! Now speak up. Who wants to do schoolwork for 4 years and then go to hell?
Speak up.
Well, do I have good news for everybody? Both are preventable, as long as anyone in this room's able to act in defiance and strike me. You all have 3 minutes. Get to work.
Stand back, you're in my way. I will kill all of you.
That's so badass.
Different strokes for different folks, I guess. Funny thing is, the doors flew open right after that dark-winged devil flew against the wall.
On me. We take him down. Oh wow, with an army. I'd take that beast on for sure.
Everyone ran to the hallways and hid inside the classrooms. We haven't heard from Lucifer ever since.
This is your eternity.
That's crazy. But how do you find out about the playground of ideas?
Some brave souls stepped out the classrooms to check the lockers. After claiming their lockers, There was basic school supplies and a phone right in the center. Word got around and everyone got their own phones, and we gathered info from each other and different schools. Someone found out about the playground on accident, and now it's our best form of escapism.
You learned all that without your VP?
You got it. That goes to show you can't depend on him for anything.
Hey.
Ha ha ha!
Well, I gotta get going. I told a friend I would meet up with them after I'm done here.
You do what you gotta do. Make sure to hit up your locker so we can chat sometime.
You got it, Tarika. It's been fun.
Later. It's been real debating. Hope we do it again soon.
So, how did the gambling go?
It went great. My uncle just didn't want me to know.
Are you sure about that?
It came straight from his mouth, but it was too late for me to fix anything.
Hey, Jimbo. Looking sharp, right?
There's no big game tonight, so where are you planning on going? And is that another suit?
I'm on the hunt for soon-to-be mothers. And yes, these are new clothes. It's called investing in yourself. I can't go on the hunt without making a confident first impression.
Don't you think it's a bad idea to do that kind of stuff while we're still in debt?
With the progress that we're making, our debt won't last forever. Trust me on this.
I didn't see him much after that. It went on for weeks. He would leave me stuff like new clothes, food, and documentaries. Then he'd be out the door when I see him. He made it look like he was on top of everything. He made me believe despite my gut feeling. Until the final day.
Hey, Jim, you ready to get some food?
Yeah, where are we going this time?
There's a diner I wanted to try out. I've heard good things about it. Come on.
It's weird to be in a diner for once and not just look at them in movies.
Yeah, sorry for not taking you to one earlier.
Take a seat. We'll be with you shortly.
Thanks.
Uncle. Can you please tell me why we're really here?
Hey, nothing get past you.
And you still try to hide things from me.
It's not like that.
So what's it like?
With the crazy winds we were getting, it had to raise some eyebrows at some point, so I tried to switch things up. And to make a long story short, no matter how many games I threw, our wins were too big to ignore. It grabbed their attention, then they grabbed me, and you eventually came up. And, things escalated to following along with what's going on or my death.
Why didn't you tell me? I thought we were in this together.
You think I plan to drag my own blood down with my mistakes? The plan is to get you a normal life, and I'm sure as hell you ain't gonna find it with these people. I apologize for not talking to you about this earlier, but I need you to read the room. We'll be talking to one of these guys soon. They don't know you're young, so that might be good for us. While I talk, I need you to clue me in on how to get out of here safely. I know it's a lot, but you think you can figure something out?
All right, what can you tell me about these guys?
Well?
Excuse me, Mr. McGinnis?
Hey. Yeah, that's me.
I am grateful you to found it in your hearts to give an old-timer a piece of your day. Why don't we start with introductions? For the time being, call me Victor. What do they call you, young one?
My name's Jim.
Now that we have that out of the way, let us get to the subject at hand. It has came to my attention that you two have been bleeding out my syndicate long enough. But I am a man of redemption. We can reach an outcome that is favorable for everyone. And there is no better way to establish our partnership than breaking bread.
I'll just have water. Thank you.
Nonsense. Important conversations cannot be made with an empty stomach. So eat up. It's on the house. Hold it. I may have mistook your motive. You nearly ate with your gloves. Such an act is unsanitary. I would hate to see you sick over something easily preventable. So would you kindly take off your gloves?
It didn't work. Why didn't it work? How much do they know about me? Where'd they come from? What else did they do to him? All this had to be planned. Is there a way I can slip out of here? What are they gonna do to Uncle? I need to get out of here. These guys are thinking about what I can't. I gotta try again. There's only one draw. There's a long shot to draw. If I have a longer shot to slip out, they'll do an exit in the kitchen.
Absolutely not. Not for 25K, not for 50K, not for all the money in the world. He's my nephew, my responsibility to give him a normal life. You're all out of your damn minds to think I would sell him like cattle.
You must be stubborn or a slow learner. It is more prevalent now that I need to change my approach. That boy, he's one of a kind. He does deserve a normal life, but you fail to understand. This is what a normal life looks like. No matter what kind of life you want your nephew to live, there will always be someone or something pulling the strings. Nobody chooses to be in front of a gun. Sometimes, by some weird string of events, you find yourself behind one. You are not alone, Mr. McGinnis. It may not look like it, but I find myself in front of a gun. A gun so vast, everyone I love are caught in the barrel. If that gun goes off, everyone will burn and I will be the last to see it. If only this weapon was held by man, then the one behind the gun can be reasoned with, but this gun is manufactured by the string of our decisions. What I know is that the powers that be are content with this colossal gun. The reason why is beyond me. My trust with the head of this syndicate can only go so far, and my time on this earth is not long. I hope you are catching on. I understand you have a child to protect. As a father of many, I commend that deeply. I have no doubt you would have been an excellent father for this child. However, the nature of this beast entails that you will be a target with our protection. With the gift of this child, this will be a risk I am willing to take because your kin loves you so. Besides, it's the job of the caretaker to protect their young, in hopes for the young to protect their caretakers when the time comes.
If there was a time to act, it would have been when I peeped from the restroom. But there was no choice. There never is.
Sorry, kid. You're about a decade short from making these decisions. Let the adults figure this out.
Care to tell me what happened, Blondie?
I understand what you're trying to do, Victor. But you had your chance to lead and you turned it down. I looked up to you and you let us all down. But when things don't turn out your way, you want to form a coup and install some kid. A family without principle is no family at all.
Within this business, filled with killers and corruption, it is a shame to still see an idealist. You will be missed, Blondie.
With every passing bullet, I watched his soul shed from his body. Soon enough, the bullets stopped flying and he stood beside me. He was so at peace. I don't know why, but something about it angered me. All he offered in my anger was an apology. And finally, he showed himself to the door. I followed. Going through that door and ending up here was surreal. Everything that happened, is happening, feels like a dream. But now it doesn't matter if I think I'm in a dream. This is real enough for me to understand and adjust.
Is there anyone or any persons who you believe is the cause of the calamities in your life?
I can't say that I do. Whoever created and sent the poison my dad was hooked on comes down to that creator wanting money to better their living situation. The death of my mother isn't the fault of anyone, not even the fault of the producers of the alcohol she drank. It's just a bunch of bad variables piling on top of each other until whatever happens, happens.
But what about the producer of all producers? Surely, with his omniscience, he could have protected you from suffering no person like yourself deserves to experience.
I can't say I've given God any thought. It's natural for people to think about a God, a being that gives everything a purpose. But even then, I don't see the point of blaming any deity. If my life is dictated by forces outside of my hands, I'm not even a pawn of my own life. There wasn't a choice when my dad died. When my mom died, maybe even my uncle, or when I did. The way I see things now, it's irrelevant how I think about what God should have done in my life. Because I didn't even have the power to do that for myself.
Does your presence here modify your perspective?
It's too early to tell. I don't even know my purpose here.
It's to choose, him or us. Checkmate. Now that I've played your game and listened to your story, I presume that your needs are met. I'll be taking my leave.
Wait, do you think you were created to become the demon you are now?
I cannot provide an adequate answer because I lack God's foresight. But I do know that I'm not fond of his ideals. It's why I showed myself as a god and led many humans astray after the war that separated the third of us from him. I will admit that I was tired of being a god when I gained attention in life but ignored in the hereafter. The ones who followed me were too concerned with their constant self-torment.
Then why are you here?
I'll have you know I'm not a complete monster. In fact, I commanded several followers to sacrifice their newborns in my name.
You what?
Yes, ecstatic God was not with the practice, but under civilization, who acts against the God of Israel? Who would be granted the kingdom of heaven, if not the children who have not reached their age of accountability?
Didn't you just tell your followers to follow the God of Israel if you wanted them to go to heaven?
Please, let's forget about my thoughts about God for a moment. Not even his followers wanted to follow him at times. That was simply not an option. But there is a quality of God that I've learned to admire, and that's interacting with his followers in ways more intimate than a slave serving a careless master, but in a way as his followers would call him father. I'm taking Purgatory Academy as an opportunity to be seen as more than a demon, but a motive for you students to feel more than a product of circumstance and to ultimately take action and find complacency in the decision you choose after the termination of this project.
You think I understand? Do you think it's a good idea for anyone to trust you?
If anyone trusts me, they shall do it, of their own will. I enjoyed this conversation. I hope that you will make ample use of your time here in Purgatory Academy.
I'll check out the network later.
I promise you, I don't speak Spanish.
Excuse me for a second. Do you know how to get to the art room?
We got an art room now.
I mean, this place does have an audio room. It would only make sense to have the same with visual arts. But I can't say I've searched for the art room. Sorry about that.
Somebody gotta make a map of this place.
Nah, this place is tiny compared to typical high schools.
I think I can help out. Sorry to overhear your conversation, but I heard that somebody's trying to find the art room.
Yeah, if you could show me, that'd be great.
Alright, follow me.
Thanks for your help.
No problem. Punk rock girl, how much do you want to bet she has daddy issues?
Do people know how to whisper where you're from?
I think we've pulled a trigger. Heh.
Get off me.
Good on you.
Huh?
Between you and me, I'll probably start a scene.
Oh yeah, I flipped out not too long ago. I kinda regret it. Besides, a friend told me when you fight over small stuff, people will only remember your insecurities.
I hope your friend's doing better than we are here.
He's actually in this school.
Really? Who's he?
His name's Travis.
The Satan Slayer Travis gave you that advice. Honestly, if that came from anyone else, I wouldn't believe it.
What do you mean?
There were two people that came to help him after he fell down the stairs of perseverance. One of which fits your description.
That Bing?
You heard it from the guys you were just talking to.
Somehow, a hell for those people feels comforting.
Susan. She a friend of yours?
Yeah, she's the reason why I was looking for the art room.
Cool beans. I'll be on my way, but before I go, can you tell me how you helped Travis? The story being circulated is very focused on him.
Oh, sure. I was the one who came up with the plan of meeting Lucifer and killing him. I also provided the pencil.
Nice. I'll try to get that in circulation. I'll see you.
Don't you want more details?
Trust me, the details will be forgotten with each retelling. People will fill in the gaps themselves.
What was that about?
We can talk about it later. I'm ready to relax in that art room.
About that, we need to go somewhere else to catch up. It turns out that some classrooms are low-volume areas, but I found the auditorium. We can be as loud as we want, and the chairs are pretty comfortable.
Lead the way. This is the auditorium?
Yeah, it's pretty much the perfect place for talking. Nobody's using this place for anything yet.
Whatever play they make, I hope it's something interesting. So, how'd your debate go? Are you okay?
Me? Yeah, totally.
Huh?
It's just the person I was debating against had really good points, and I, didn't know how to put my thoughts into words, so the debate was pretty short. It, took me a while to recover from that.
Are you feeling better?
Yeah, Beelzebub was there trying to comfort me, but I know that game far too well. Of course, a demon would try to prey on someone emotionally vulnerable.
You speak from experience?
Yeah, when my dad died, my mom was pretty devastated. Some people invited my family to their church. My mom spent a lot of time there and found a husband. We moved out to Utah, and I had to make a new set of friends. I still used the internet at the time and found out we were following something like a cult. I tried to tell my mom. She got mad and took anything with internet access. Word came out that I didn't believe, and I wasn't. After so many years of being ignored.
You don't have to if it's too much.
I just wanted to do good. I wanted to be heard. What good am I if I can't even do it here? I'm sorry.
It's fine, really. I take it you don't debate much. Ha. And that's alright. You can't expect to be a natural at whatever's useful, no matter how easy it would make life. It's like, drawing. How long have you been drawing?
Here and there. I mainly draw to design my clothes.
Yeah, I bet the more you draw, the better you'll get. You'll be the best in Purgatory Academy even.
Haha, I didn't know about that. Speaking of talents, what is some of yours?
A talent. I guess I'm good at pissing people off. That's the most I can remember when I was alive anyway.
Do you want to talk about
Maybe later.
Oh, how did your debate go?
It was stupid easy.
Really? What was the topic?
It was about some kid stealing a pencil to take a test he'd been cramming for.
Were you the id or super ego?
Id.
Really? You thought that was the right thing to do.
Our actions and intents are too complex to put under a good or bad position. Everybody strives to better their situation. If they can achieve their goal without inflicting considerable harm to others, I refuse to see that as bad.
Well, I guess I understand.
But,
well, take me and my mom, for example. She felt community and belonging in the cult. They're good to her. I know the cult's doctrines aren't even true from the religion it's based off of. At least, from what I could tell. Do you think I was wrong for wanting to? I don't know.
I don't think anyone can answer that. I do know that shunning thing is messed up, but there were no right answers, just unfortunate outcomes.
Unfortunate outcomes, no matter what we do. It's outside of our hands, huh?
Not exactly. Yeah, the world is filled with suffering outside of our control. I say the least we can do is ease that suffering from others. The failure of any rigid system, especially moral, implies that it can be followed by fluid people. Laws are broken all the time, so who has the authority to say those laws are initially just? I don't see the challenges of moral ambiguity as an unfortunate inevitability, but a true expression of free will.
I suppose that makes sense. But because we're here, where do you think God fits in all this, like morality-wise?
As far as I'm concerned, nothing changes. When he murders for his benefit, it's good. But if we murder for our own, it's not. It's his opinion. I don't agree with it. Punishments be damned.
Is that what this place is really about? Are opinions really so important to spend eternity in damnation? Susan might disagree with good or bad opinions, but we're not playing by our rules. Okay, devil's advocate. If God created everything that is to be, wouldn't it make sense for him to certify objective good and evil?
Yeah, you can say that. But can you really trust that certification when it's been passed down by people who use said certification to justify harm onto others?
Yeah, I can see how terrible first impressions can be. But this is objective we're talking about. It would exist independent of our belief.
I'm not saying it can't be true. I'm saying it's ridiculous to expect people to believe it's true in that shithole of a planet.
Oh, I'm sorry I brought it up.
It's okay, really. That's the reason why we're here, right? Speaking of, you held your own pretty well, and you clammed up during the playground of ideas.
I mean, we're friends. This is different. And I don't think I've seen my opponent in school before.
Oh, that reminds me. The girl I debated told me there are other schools, and we get these phones after our first debate.
Yeah, it turns out that you get money from debates and use it to buy stuff from the network.
Speaking of, how much was your sketchbook and pencil?
2,000 credits.
That much.
At least the quality is pretty nice.
Maybe I can get good enough to sell my art on the network. Hey, that's thinking outside the box. In fact, since people are going to put on plays and stuff like that, they might be able to pay some artists to make their performance look appealing.
Oh, you're right. Just imagine what kind of amazing stuff the schools will be able to make with all this time we have.
That's the spirit. You could make something that'll inspire people for an eternity.
You think so?
Alright, I give.
So, what'd you say? Travis, you could use some work, but you ain't bad.
You see that? He took down the Satan Slayer.
Come on. He went one-on-one with Satan. If you ask me, he's obviously holding back.
Thanks. I'll think about it. Alright.
Think about it? What else you gotta do around here?
That's just it. I haven't seen what else this school has yet.
Alright. Hey, I'll see you around.
See you around, Ollie. Man, the whole atmosphere changed real quick. How's anyone supposed to find anything around here?
I think that was the Satan Slayer. Black guy, flat top, bushy eyebrows, super serious.
How do you know?
Whoa, slow down. I don't like how you said black. What's really going on, Rebecca?
Asia, I swear to God.
Well, he stopped. Must have heard you. You got a plan.
Yeah, I do. Asia can deal with it.
No way. Let's just change the subject.
Hey. Y'all got a moment?
Don't worry about them. They're just shy.
Let's pray for the dead.
Dear God, I know we haven't talked in a while, but please let Chloe's death be quick and painless.
And can I get a girlfriend?
Whoa, you think God'll do that?
God can do anything, right? Hey God, can I get an endless supply of hot chips?
Hey God, can I grow 3 inches taller?
Can you give me some fresh new clothes? I'm not feeling this uniform.
Please God, you know me. I'm not picky. So you can forget about the clothes. I just want an iced out wrist and a couple gold chains.
You know how I can find my way round here.
Did you go through the playground of ideas yet? You need to go through the playground to get your own phone. It has an app that shows you what you're looking for.
Serious. Well, I think I remember where the playground is. Thanks.
Wait a second. Are you Travis, the Satan Slayer?
Yep. I'm not special. Anyone could have done it.
What the hell are you guys doing?
Shut up, we're cracking the code to a better afterlife.
Yeah, what are you still doing here? Satan Slayer should have ended you by now.
I need to find a new group.
Whoa. Oh, hey, Travis. How's that walk?
Didn't do much walking. You remember the dude that got swallowed by Beelzebub's flies?
Yeah, what about him?
He's starting an MMA club and wants me to be a part of it.
P.S. I doubt it. He probably wanted to finish what he started.
Right. You should have seen him. We've got some unfinished business.
So who won the fight?
It was a spar, not a fight.
So you lost.
I went easy on him. Now that you're done playing interrogation. Were you in the algebra room this whole time?
Ever since you and Susan deserted me, yeah.
Listen, if anybody should be apologizing, it's you. What you said to her was pretty messed up.
Let me tell you, an apology to that woman ain't gonna mean nothing. People like her run on hate like a car on diesel. Besides, you can't please everyone with these devilish good looks.
If you call a 40-year-old dad stuck in a 14-year-old's body devilish good looks, then sure.
Some girls might be into that.
You really want to meet them.
Yeah, I would. Haven't met that before, so I don't see the harm.
True. But that doesn't explain why you were still hanging around the algebra room this whole time.
I had a chat with Beelzebub.
About what?
About what we should do here, and if it matters.
Sounds pretty heavy.
Nothing about the spot we're in seemed like to begin with. I mean, we're dead, Travis. If we died in any other time, we'd all probably be in hell. It's not only that I don't understand God's motive of this place, but it's logically impossible to even try to put myself in the shoes of a deity I don't even know too much about.
Uh-huh.
I can't be the only one who thinks this. I just don't get why people are so calm.
You're overthinking this. I think it's better to make sure of what we do know instead of what we don't. We can even learn new things through the processes. And even then, we could still be wrong about everything. All I know is I died. I'm here. I tried to kill Lucifer. Now everyone's doing activities as they choose between heaven and hell. All that tells me is that our time here isn't forever. This heaven and hell thing is serious, and we should be too when it's our time. Worrying about whatever's beyond us is a distraction from what we can do now.
So what are you going to do?
For starters, I'm gonna try this playground of ideas thing out. Then find a place to chill so I can think about what I want to do in this place. What about you?
I know it. I think I'm gonna be a writer.
A writer?
Yeah, a fiction writer.
You've written before.
I can't say I have, but I got the hang of how most genres work. Besides, if the school works the way you say it does, then all of Purgatory Academy is just a game of influence with two sides and only one winner.
You think storytelling can influence people?
Makes the most sense to me.
All right then. Can't wait to see what you make.
Thanks. Good luck with the playground.